I still am not buying it. This is a Hail Mary from the Houston Rockets.
Feels like that to me.
There's no question about it. Now, they're going to be good. I mean, they'll make the playoffs, and they are a type of team I'd hate to play because Russ is relentless, and he's just coming at you all 48 minutes. And Harden is just so good that, they're going to be a little bit of a problem. But can they win a championship? No. I like several teams better than them.
They move off of a 34-year-old Chris Paul for a far superior, if not flawed, 30-year-old Russell Westbrook. They now have 2 of the last 3 league MVPs in the same backcourt. They give James Harden the most talented teammate he's had since he's been to Houston. He's played with Dwight Howard, he's played with Chris Paul, he's played with good players there. They give Russell Westbrook the ability to compete for a championship the only way he ever has, which is as the second best player on a team. And they do it while getting off of what I think most people thought of as one of the 3 most toxic contracts in the league.
Yeah. I mean, where the fuck should I really even start? I got hoes that I'm keeping in the dark. I got my niggas cross the street living large. Thinking back to the fact that they dead, thought my raps wasn't facts till they sat with the bars. I got 2 phones, one need a charge. Yeah, they twins, I could tell they ass apart. I got big packs coming on the way. I got big stacks coming out to save.
So earlier this week, when the Woj bomb dropped that Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook would be traded for each other, I completely lost my shit. Everyone saw the rumors on Instagram going around that Harden and Russell Westbrook wanted to reunite in Houston and that Chris Paul would be on the trading block, but I did not see that coming at all. Like, this was a surprise to me. I was completely in shock when I found this out. I mean, yeah, we seen about it. Everybody heard about it, but, like, for this deal to actually go through, like, Russ and Harden reuniting in Houston, it is insane to me. Like, it completely didn't make sense at first. And these past few days, I've really been thinking about this trade and, trying to process this through my head. Like, how are 2 ball-dominant players, Harden and Westbrook, the guys with the number 1 and number 2 usage rating in the past few seasons, how are these guys going to coexist with each other? And, like, my mind was just completely boggled. I was just so confused how 2 guys that dominate the ball every minute they play, like, how are these guys going to share one basketball? And to me, it was like, how are Harden and Russell Westbrook going to share one basketball on the same court at the same time with the same team in the same backcourt? Like, yeah, that was my initial reaction. And also, being a Chris Paul fan, I was really upset because I was happy for Chris Paul. I love Chris Paul. He's one of my favorite players of this generation. Well, probably one of my favorite players of all time, honestly. So, like, when he left LA, I was happy for him that he would play with Harden in Houston and they would actually go and compete against Golden State. And they did for 2 years. They gave it all they had for the past 2 years to play Golden State. But I don't know, maybe I was just more mad about Chris being traded when I first heard about this news. But, like, now that I actually thought about it, it's not as bad as it looks. At first glance, you just think of these 2 guys that are, very ball-dominant players, and you think, like, how the hell are they going to play together at the same time? But let's map this out now. Let's give it a chance, and let's be honest. Let's all put this through our heads, all right? James Harden and Russell Westbrook did play together for multiple seasons in OKC. I understand Harden was a 6th man at the time. Russ was slightly better, and now it's kind of flipped the script. It seems like Harden is obviously the better player than Russell Westbrook, but these guys are in different stages of their career. Maybe Harden and Russell Westbrook isn't a great fit when you look at them as individual players, but if you put these dudes together, why wouldn't it work? And I think that was everyone's problem, including my own, when you looked at this duo first get together. Because individually, these guys are ball dominant, they want to dribble the ball, they don't trust anybody else to dribble down the court, and they want to run the fast break, they want their assists to pile up, and they also want to score 30. So it's like, how do 2 guys that both want the same thing actually coexist with each other? But there's something else that they both want in common, and that's a championship ring. Yeah, I can understand Russ wants to average a triple-double. Harden wants to be the leading scorer every season and also put up 8, 9, 10 assists. But both of these dudes desperately want to win a championship, especially after Paul George was traded to the Clippers just about a week ago. Russell Westbrook pretty much told OKC, I don't want to sit here and rebuild. I want to go and win a championship. And that's when Harden and Russ, put the trade together, I guess. Told their GMs, like, come on, make a move. Told Sam Presti, told Daryl Morey, like, get me with this guy. And they made it happen. Obviously, they think if they're playing together, they can win a championship. And I know neither one of them is satisfied with going home in the playoffs every year. Even though I do like to bash Russ for going home in the first round, I know he wants to win. I know at heart he's a winner, and that's why he's so selfish at times. He doesn't trust anyone else with the ball. He wants to do it himself. And that's probably the only thing that's going to get in the way of this duo. And it's pretty challenging. Because yes, these guys have a great relationship, great friendship outside of basketball. I think they can mesh somehow on the court. I think they will coexist after a while. It may take them about 20, 25, 30 games into the season for them to actually get it clicking. I don't think it's going to click smoothly like Chris Paul and Harden did right away. But the thing that is going to be very tough for these two is trusting one another, especially late in the games. As we've seen, Russ always want to take the last shot at the end of a game, but he's not like the most clutch player in the league. I guess that's the nicest way to say it. But he's still determined, like, I'm going to take this shot, I'm going to make it. Even when he takes the 50-foot three-pointers, knowing he damn well can't make them, that he shoots about 28% from three. Alright, but let's not get into that. In all honesty, let's just look at it like this. Harden is also the same type of player as Westbrook with the, like, Mamba mentality mindset, that they both want to take 20, 25, maybe 30 shots a night if they're rolling, and they both want to shoot the ball at the end of the game. And I know in my last video I was bashing KD and Kyrie and saying they're both selfish players, and now it's kind of the same situation with Harden and Westbrook, but I do give it somewhat more of a chance because of their chemistry and because of their friendship, and especially because they're in the win now situation. Like, they both obviously have something to prove, as Russ hasn't made it to the second round without Kevin Durant yet, and Harden is yet to make it back to the finals without Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. So it's like, I think these guys are going to do something together. I don't expect them to be in the finals, maybe conference finals, depending on how the Lakers, Clippers, and Warriors are. But they'll definitely get to the second round. I don't see them being knocked down in the first round. Definitely second round, but the West is so tough this year, like, second round actually wouldn't be bad depending on who you're playing. Like, I don't expect this to be the perfect fit. I expect them to struggle with each other for a little bit. They're going to get it midway through the season, of course. Like, there may be times Russ puts up a 45-point triple-double, or Harden drops 55 with 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Like, they're going to have games like that where one of them is outstanding and the other one is just barely touching their averages. Yeah, like, selfishness does play a little role in this relationship with them two. But, I mean, they're older now. I know that they're both at a higher level, and at first I honestly did not love this move at all. Like I said before, maybe it's because I'm a little CP3 biased, but like, I didn't love the move at all because they're both high usage players, ball dominant. I just didn't think it would work, but now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, I don't think it's the best fit. I don't think it's amazing because there's, some things that just really don't match with them two. Like, when Harden's bringing the ball down the court, is Russell Westbrook going to stand in the corner and actually shoot three-pointers? No, I don't think so, because he's not a great three-point shooter. Like, there's some kinks they have to work out to this, and Mike D'Antoni definitely has to adjust the offense. Like, you can't have ball-dominant players anymore in this type of offense if you want Russell Westbrook playing with Harden at the same time. Because Russell Westbrook is not going to shoot three-pointers. He's not a sniper. I mean, no disrespect to Russ. He's a great player, but he's not a sniper from three. He's not a great player off the ball, and neither really is James Harden. Although he can shoot, he has a deadly jump shot. It's just like he's not great off ball. So they need to find a way and make this offense work. They kind of did with Chris Paul and Harden, but at times it seemed like it was way more Harden, like 75% Harden and 25% Chris. But, hey man, I have my doubts, but now that I'm looking at it, I think these dudes will get it together. I think they'll make it work. I mean, I don't expect them to have amazing success, but this is a top 4 to 5 team in the West. You got the Lakers, Clippers, you still got the Warriors, and then I would say Houston's right there in the mix with the rest of them. So yeah, that's really all I got for this, and that's my prediction for these two. I don't think it's great. It's not like a top 2 duo in the league. I don't think they're better than LeBron AD, Paul George Kawhi, but they're a top 5 duo. You still got Steph and Clay over them, I think, until they can prove they're winning, you know? Like, they need to win. They need to go somewhere in the playoffs, actually, to prove that, like, this is legit. But I don't think it's horrible. At first I did, but I gave it a chance. And I don't think these guys win a ring this year, but maybe in the next 2 to 3 years they could put it together, you know, possibly win. They still have valuable role players in Houston, and you have Harden and Russ locked down for the next 4 years. So maybe if they don't win this year, maybe next year, maybe 2-3 years from now, I don't know, but this is definitely interesting. I want to see how these guys play together, and they're amazing to watch. So it's like, it's going to be nice in H-Town. It's going to be a show. But as always, please leave a like and comment below about how you feel about this Harden and Russell Westbrook duo, and let me know if you think it'll work or not. Also, I did use a new introduction video. Let me know how you're feeling about that and if you like it better than the last one. But that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure you stay tuned for the next video. I will have a lot more content coming shortly. Thank you.